Welcome, and take a moment to settle in. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath slow. There is nowhere else you need to be, and nothing you need to do. Tonight, we're drifting into the gentle world of summer. Not the busy summer of schedules and noise, but the quieter summer that lives underneath it all. The one that moves slowly, warmly, and without urgency. As you listen, imagine yourself stepping into a peaceful summer evening. The sun has already begun its descent, casting a golden glow across the sky. The heat of the day has softened into a comfortable warmth, the kind that wraps around you like a light blanket. Summer has a unique way of calming the brain. Its longer days signal safety and abundance, telling the mind that there is time. Plenty of time. No rushing. No pressure. In summer, nature stretches out. Plants grow taller. Days feel wider. And even our thoughts tend to slow and expand. As you breathe in, imagine warm air filling your lungs. As you breathe out, let go of the day. Tonight's story will gently guide you through soft, soothing summer facts, woven together like a calm evening breeze. There's no need to remember anything. No need to focus. Just let the words drift over you, like sunlight filtering through leaves. Summer is the season of light. During these months, the earth tilts slightly toward the sun, allowing daylight to linger longer in the sky. This extra light encourages the brain to release serotonin, a chemical that naturally supports calmness and well-being. That may be why summer evenings feel so peaceful. The light fades slowly, giving the mind time to unwind. Without sudden darkness. Picture yourself now in a quiet summer field. The grass is warm beneath you. The air hums softly with distant life. Not loud, not demanding, just present. In summer, even sound behaves differently. Warm air carries noise more gently, smoothing sharp edges, and turning them into a soft background hush. Crickets begin their evening rhythm, not to interrupt the silence, but to deepen it. Long ago, humans evolved alongside the seasons. Summer meant reliable food, warmth, and survival. Because of this, our nervous systems still associate summer with safety and ease, a time when vigilance could relax. Let your body remember that now. Summer temperatures also relax muscles, helping the body release tension held during colder months. That's why warmth often feels comforting. It tells the body it can rest. As the sky darkens, stars begin to appear one by one. Not rushing, just arriving when they're ready. Summer skies often reveal more stars, as warmer nights encourage people to look upward, connecting the mind to something vast and unhurried. This gentle sense of scale naturally quiets anxious thoughts. Imagine a calm lake nearby. Its surface is smooth, reflecting the fading colors of the sky. Water cools slowly in summer, holding warmth long after sunset. releasing it gradually into the night. This slow release of heat mirrors what we're doing now. Letting go, bit by bit, without effort. Summer is also the season of steady rhythms. Plants follow the sun's cycle. Flowers open in daylight and close as evening arrives. Their predictability sends subtle cues to the brain that everything is in balance. With each breath, your thoughts can slow to match that rhythm. There's no rush in summer nights. Even time itself seems to stretch. Moments feel longer, softer, less defined. And as you listen, your only job is to drift. Throughout this story, we'll gently explore the calm side of summer, the science, the nature, and the quiet magic woven through warm evenings and endless skies. You don't need to stay awake for it. You don't need to hear every word. If sleep arrives early, let it take you. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly fine. Just return to the sound of my voice and the feeling of summer calm. So now, take one last slow breath in and a long, easy breath out. The story of summer begins. Softly, slowly, and right where you are. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in the warmth of a perfect summer day. As you settle into this moment, let's explore together why summer has such a profound ability to soothe your mind and bring you peace. The story of summer's calming effect begins deep within your brain, in a tiny region no larger than a pea called the hypothalamus. This remarkable structure acts as your body's thermostat, and when the gentle warmth of summer touches your skin, it sends signals that tell your hypothalamus you are safe, you are warm, and you can finally relax. You see, throughout human evolution, warmth meant survival. Our ancestors knew that summer meant abundance, meant safety from the harsh cold, and this ancient knowledge is still coded deep within your neural pathways. When sunlight enters your eyes on a summer morning, even through closed eyelids, it travels along your optic nerve to a cluster of cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This is your master clock, the conductor of your body's circadian rhythms. Summer's early sunrise and extended daylight help this clock synchronize perfectly with the natural world. The longer days of summer mean more exposure to natural light, and this light suppresses the production of melatonin during daytime hours, keeping you alert when the sun is up, and then allowing melatonin to flood your system more effectively when darkness finally falls. But here's where summer's magic truly begins to unfold. As you spend time in natural sunlight, your skin starts producing vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. This isn't just any nutrient, it's actually a hormone that affects your brain in remarkable ways. Vitamin D receptors are found throughout your brain, particularly in areas that regulate mood and emotion. When your vitamin D levels rise during summer months, these receptors activate processes that increase the production of serotonin, the neurotransmitter often called the happiness chemical. Serotonin does more than make you feel good. It creates a sense of calm contentment that settles over your mind like a soft blanket. In the summer, when serotonin levels naturally rise, your brain's threat detection systems, the amygdala and other parts of your limbic system, become less reactive. You're less likely to perceive danger where there is none, less likely to spiral into worry and anxiety. The world simply feels safer when summer's light has bathed your brain in serotonin. As you continue to relax, consider how summer affects your body temperature, and through it, your state of mind. Your core body temperature follows a daily rhythm, rising slightly during the day and dropping at night. This temperature drop is actually one of the key signals that tells your brain it's time to sleep. In summer, the warm ambient temperature means your body doesn't have to work as hard to maintain its core temperature during the day. This conservation of energy leaves you with more resources for the truly restorative processes of sleep. Think about a summer afternoon. The way the air feels heavy and warm, almost liquid against your skin. This warmth causes your blood vessels to dilate, a process called vasodilation. As the blood vessels near your skin's surface expand, blood flows more freely to your extremities. This isn't just about cooling down, this process actually helps calm your nervous system. When blood flow is distributed evenly throughout your body, it signals to your brain that you are in a state of rest, not preparation for fight or flight. The sounds of summer create their own form of neural calm. The gentle rustling of leaves in a warm breeze, the distant hum of insects, the soft chirping of birds, these natural sounds fall within a frequency range that your brain finds inherently soothing. Research has shown that natural soundscapes activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch of your autonomic nervous system responsible for rest and digestion. Unlike the sharp, unpredictable sounds of modern life, summer's acoustic environment is characterized by gentle, rhythmic patterns that help your brain waves slow into the alpha and theta frequencies associated with deep relaxation. Let's journey deeper into the sensory experience of summer and how it quiets your mind. The sense of summer, freshly cut grass, blooming flowers, the earth after a warm rain, these aromas trigger your olfactory system, which is uniquely connected to the emotional centers of your brain. Unlike other senses that are first processed by the thalamus, smell has a direct highway to your amygdala and hippocampus. Summer scents, particularly those associated with positive memories from childhood, can instantly reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone that keeps your mind racing and prevents deep rest. Consider the summer light itself, the quality of it. Summer light is brighter, yes, but it's also different in its composition. The angle of the sun in summer means light passes through less atmosphere, arriving at your eyes with more intensity and a fuller spectrum. This full spectrum light is what your brain evolved to expect and respond to. It helps regulate the production of not just serotonin, but also dopamine and norepinephrine, creating a balanced neurochemical environment that promotes both alertness during the day and deep sleep at night. As the summer day progresses toward evening, there's a magical transformation that happens in your brain. The gradual dimming of natural light triggers your pineal gland to begin its nightly ritual of melatonin production. In summer, this transition is gentler, more gradual than the abrupt darkness of winter. This slow fade gives your brain time to shift gears, to wind down naturally. The long summer twilight is nature's perfect transition into sleep. Your relationship with time itself changes in summer, and this has profound effects on your neural state. Without the strict scheduling pressures that dominate other seasons, your brain has permission to operate in what psychologists call free time. This unstructured time allows your default mode network, the brain regions active when you're not focused on the external world, to engage more fully. The default mode network is where creativity happens, where memories are processed and integrated, where your sense of self is maintained. Summer's gift of time allows this network to do its essential work. Think about how you move in summer. The warmth encourages slower, more deliberate movement. You're not rushing against the cold, not tensing your muscles against the chill. This physical relaxation sends continuous feedback to your brain through your proprioceptive system, the system that tells your brain about the position and state of your body. When your muscles are relaxed, when your movement is fluid and easy, your brain receives constant messages of safety and calm. The colors of summer themselves have a neurological impact. The greens of summer foliage, the blues of summer sky, these wavelengths of light are processed by your brain in ways that reduce mental fatigue. Green in particular has been shown to give your eyes and brain a rest from the overstimulation of modern environments. When you look at summer greenery, your eye muscles relax because green wavelengths require less accommodation, less adjustment, than other colors. This optical rest translates into mental rest. Water, so abundant and accessible in summer, creates its own calming effects on your brain. The sound of water, whether ocean waves, a flowing stream, or rain on leaves, produces what acoustical engineers call pink noise, a sound profile that masks other, more jarring sounds while promoting alpha wave production in your brain. These alpha waves are associated with wakeful relaxation, the state between full alertness and sleep where creativity flows and stress dissolves. But it's not just the sound of water. The negative ions produced by moving water, especially around waterfalls and ocean surf, have been shown to increase oxygen flow to your brain and boost serotonin production. In summer, when you're more likely to be near water, you're bathing your brain in these beneficial negative ions, countering the positive ions produced by electronics and modern environments that can leave you feeling drained and irritable. The social rhythms of summer play their role too. Longer days mean more time for social connection, and human brains are deeply social organs. When you connect with others in relaxed, unstructured ways, summer barbecues, evening walks, conversations on the porch, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin doesn't just make you feel connected, it actively reduces activity in your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, making you feel safer and more at peace. Consider the summer diet, the fresh fruits and vegetables that ripen in abundance. These foods are rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that protect your brain cells from oxidative stress. Berries, summer squash, tomatoes, they contain flavonoids and carotenoids that cross the blood-brain barrier and directly support neural health. When your brain is well nourished, when inflammation is reduced, your mood stabilizes and your capacity for calm deepens. The practice of being barefoot in summer, walking on grass or sand, connects you literally to the earth in a process sometimes called grounding or earthing. The earth's surface carries a subtle electrical charge, and when your skin makes direct contact with it, electrons flow into your body. While research is still emerging, studies suggest this grounding may reduce inflammation and cortisol levels, while improving sleep quality. Your ancestors walked barefoot for millions of years. Your brain still remembers and responds to this connection. As summer evenings arrive, the practice of watching fireflies or stars engages a specific type of attention called soft fascination. Unlike the hard fascination required by screens and complex tasks, soft fascination allows your brain's executive function regions to rest while maintaining gentle engagement. This is the kind of attention that restores rather than depletes, that leaves you feeling renewed rather than drained. The architecture of summer living matters too. Open windows, indoor-outdoor flow, the movement of air through spaces, these elements create an environment where your brain doesn't feel confined or trapped. Confinement, even in comfortable spaces, triggers subtle stress responses in your hypothalamus and brainstem. Summer's openness, the ability to easily move between inside and outside, satisfies a deep evolutionary need for freedom and escape routes, keeping your threat detection systems quiet. Your skin, the largest organ of your body, becomes a major player in summer's calming effect. With more skin exposed to air and light, you have more sensory input about your environment. This increased tactile awareness helps ground you in the present moment. The feeling of a breeze on your arms, the warmth of sun on your shoulders, these sensations activate areas of your somatosensory cortex, pulling your attention away from anxious thoughts and into embodied experience. Sleep itself transforms in summer. While you might think the heat would disrupt sleep, summer actually offers optimal conditions for circadian alignment. The strong light-dark contrast, the natural dimming at bedtime, the consistent temperature patterns, all of these help set your biological clock with precision. When your circadian rhythm is well aligned, not only do you sleep better, but your mood, digestion, and immune function all improve. The slower pace of summer affects your brain's processing speed in beneficial ways. When you're not rushing, your prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for complex thinking and decision-making, doesn't have to work in overdrive. This reduced cognitive load means less mental fatigue, fewer stress hormones, and more capacity for the kind of diffuse, creative thinking that feels effortless and pleasant. Summer storms bring their own neurological gifts. The drop in barometric pressure before a storm, the ozone smell in the air, the rhythmic sound of rain, these elements combine to create conditions that many people find deeply sleep-inducing. The white noise of steady rainfall masks disruptive sounds, while the drop in pressure may slightly affect the fluid around your brain, promoting drowsiness. The increased physical activity that summer encourages, swimming, hiking, playing outdoors, serves your brain in multiple ways. Exercise increases production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a protein that promotes the growth of new neurons and synaptic connections. It also triggers the release of endorphins and endocannabinoids, your brain's natural pain relievers and mood elevators. But summer exercise is often more moderate, more sustained, and more playful than winter gym sessions, creating the ideal conditions for these neurochemical benefits without the stress of intense training. Let's consider how summer affects your stress response system, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis. This is the command center for your body's reaction to stress. Chronic activation of the HPA axis leads to elevated cortisol, inflammation, and a host of health problems. Summer's combination of light, warmth, social connection, and natural environments all help regulate this axis, keeping cortisol levels in a healthy range and allowing your adrenal glands to recover from the demands placed on them during darker, colder months. The visual complexity of summer landscapes plays an important role too. Natural environments have a fractal quality, patterns that repeat at different scales, like the branching of trees, the ripples on water, the structure of clouds. Your brain evolved to efficiently process these fractal patterns, and viewing them actually reduces stress and mental fatigue. In contrast, the geometric rigidity of built environments requires more cognitive effort to process, leading to subtle but accumulating mental strain. Summer's abundance affects your brain's reward circuitry. The dopamine system, which drives motivation and pleasure, responds to novelty and reward. Summer offers both in generous measure new experiences, fresh foods, adventures, and discoveries. But unlike the quick dopamine spikes from artificial rewards, summer's pleasures tend to be more sustained and more deeply satisfying, leading to better mood regulation and less of the craving and disappointment cycle that depletes mental energy. Your immune system and your brain communicate constantly through chemical messengers called cytokines. When your immune system is fighting infection or dealing with inflammation, it sends signals that make you feel tired, withdrawn, and depressed. Useful when you're sick and need to rest, but problematic when it becomes chronic. Summer's vitamin D, fresh air, exercise, and stress reduction all support immune function while reducing inflammatory signaling. A calmer immune system means a calmer brain. The concept of sensory variety is crucial to understanding summer's effects. Your brain craves diverse sensory input, different textures, temperatures, sights, sounds, smells. Monotonous environments lead to understimulation and paradoxical stress. Summer naturally provides rich sensory variety without overwhelming you. Each day offers subtly different light quality, temperature variations, changing natural soundscapes, diverse visual experiences. This variety keeps your brain engaged and satisfied without overtaxing it. Think about the quality of summer mornings, that special time when the air is cool but you know warmth is coming. This temperature transition is processed by thermoreceptors in your skin and translated into neural signals that affect your arousal level. The gradual warming mirrors the natural cortisol awakening response, the healthy spike in cortisol that should occur in the early morning to help you wake up. Summer mornings support this natural rhythm better than jarring alarms in dark winter bedrooms. The practice of summer reading, particularly reading outside in natural light, offers cognitive benefits beyond the content of the books. Natural light while reading reduces eye strain and supports healthy eye development and function. The combination of mental engagement with a book and the restorative effects of the outdoor environment creates what researchers call cognitive restorative multitasking. Your mind is gently active while your stress systems are simultaneously being soothed. Summer evenings have a special neurological signature. As the day cools, your body begins its natural temperature drop in preparation for sleep. This process is aided by summer's warm daytime temperatures followed by cooler nights. The contrast helps facilitate the circadian temperature cycle. Additionally, evening activities in summer, sitting outside, watching the sunset, listening to crickets, all promote the wind down that prepares your brain for deep, restorative sleep. The social permission structure of summer matters more than you might think. Society collectively agrees that summer is a time to slow down, to take vacations, to prioritize rest and play over productivity. This cultural agreement removes a source of stress, the feeling that you should be doing more. When your social environment supports rest, your brain doesn't have to fight against guilt and anxiety to allow yourself downtime. Consider the role of color temperature in summer light. As the sun moves lower in the evening sky, its light shifts toward warmer, redder wavelengths. These warm tones signal to your circadian system that day is ending. In summer, you experience this natural light transition for longer periods, giving your brain more time to process the approaching night. The artificial blue light that disrupts sleep is countered by long exposures to naturally shifting, warm evening light. The microbiome, the community of bacteria and other organisms living in and on your body, also responds to summer. Outdoor exposure, diverse environments, and fresh foods all contribute to greater microbiome diversity. Your gut microbiome communicates with your brain through the vagus nerve and through production of neurotransmitters. A healthy, diverse microbiome produces more GABA, the calming neurotransmitter, and supports serotonin production, creating a feedback loop where summer's effects on your gut enhance summer's effects on your brain. Summer's relationship with creativity and problem-solving adds another dimension to its calming effect. The combination of relaxation, diverse sensory input, and unstructured time puts your brain in the ideal state for insight and creative breakthroughs. This isn't about forced productivity, it's about allowing your mind to wander, make connections, and solve problems effortlessly. This experience of effortless mental flow is deeply satisfying and reduces the cognitive stress that comes from struggling with problems. The practice of summer napping, the siesta tradition honored in warm climates, aligns with your brain's natural biphasic sleep tendency. Most humans naturally experience a dip in alertness in the early afternoon, a remnant of an ancient sleep pattern. Summer's warmth and relaxed scheduling make it easier to honor this natural rhythm. A brief afternoon rest allows your brain to clear out adenosine, the neurochemical that builds up with prolonged wakefulness, leaving you refreshed rather than fighting through afternoon fatigue. Let's think about how summer affects your perception of time passing. The rich sensory experiences and novel activities of summer create more detailed memories. Paradoxically, while summer days may feel slower as you're living them, the season itself seems to fly by when you look back. This is because your brain encodes more memories during novel, pleasant experiences. But in the moment, this rich encoding requires your brain to be present, to be engaged with current experience rather than lost in rumination about past or future. The reduction in certain artificial environmental factors in summer helps your brain as well. With more natural ventilation, you're exposed to fewer volatile organic compounds from indoor air. With more time outdoors, You're away from the electromagnetic fields produced by multiple electronic devices. While the effects of these exposures are still being studied, many people report feeling clearer and more rested when spending significant time in natural environments away from dense technology. Summer's impact on your autonomic nervous system, the automatic control system for your organs and bodily functions, is fundamental to its calming effect. The balance between your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, and parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, shifts during summer toward parasympathetic dominance. Warmth, light, social connection, natural environments, all of these tip the scales toward rest and repair rather than vigilance and stress response. The phenomenon of heat-induced relaxation operates through several mechanisms. Moderate warmth increases blood flow to muscles, reducing tension and pain. It also promotes the release of heat shock proteins, which have protective effects on cells including neurons. The slight stress of warmth, when not extreme, actually strengthens your stress response systems through a process called hormesis, mild stress that makes you more resilient to future stress. Summer sounds create a unique acoustic environment that your brain processes differently from winter's stark silence or urban noise. The layered sounds of nature, bird calls, insect chirps, rustling leaves, distant thunder all occur in what's called a natural soundscape. Your brain evolved to process these overlapping natural sounds efficiently, finding them restful rather than confusing. This is in stark contrast to the discontinuous, unpredictable sounds of modern environments that keep your auditory cortex in a state of alertness. The expansion of your personal space in summer has subtle psychological effects. With parks, beaches, outdoor cafes, and natural areas accessible and inviting, you feel less confined. This sense of spatial freedom affects your brain's stress systems at a deep level. Feelings of being trapped or confined activate ancient fear circuits. Summer's openness, both in terms of actual available space and the psychological permission to wander and explore, quiets these circuits. As night falls in summer, the chorus of nocturnal sounds, crickets, frogs, night birds, creates a rhythmic acoustic blanket that masks disruptive noises while promoting sleep. The frequency and rhythm of cricket chirps, for instance, fall within ranges that promote alpha and theta brain wave activity. These sound patterns literally help entrain your brain waves into patterns associated with relaxation and sleep onset. The experience of summer festivals, gatherings, and celebrations provides your brain with positive social experiences that build resilience against stress. These shared moments of joy and connection strengthen your social bonds, and strong social connections are one of the most powerful predictors of both mental and physical health. Summer's natural gathering spaces and pleasant weather make these connections easier and more frequent. Think about the simple act of feeling grass beneath your feet, sand between your toes, or water flowing over your skin. These tactile experiences engage millions of sensory receptors, sending rich information to your somatosensory cortex. This abundance of pleasant tactile input can actually reduce the perception of pain and discomfort by providing competing sensory signals that capture your brain's attention. Summer produces what psychologists call positive affect, a general state of pleasant feeling that isn't tied to any specific event. This positive affect has been shown to broaden your thinking, making you more creative, more open to new experiences, and more resilient in the face of challenges. It also builds psychological resources that persist even when the immediate positive experience ends. The summer practice of eating meals outdoors, whether picnics or backyard dinners, combines several brain-healthy elements: social connection, natural environment, exposure to gentle evening light, and the pleasure of eating. This combination activates multiple reward and satisfaction circuits in your brain simultaneously, creating a deeply calming sense of contentment. As we near the end of our journey through summer's effects on your brain, consider the profound impact of natural light on your mood and cognition. Seasonal affective disorder shows us that lack of light can significantly depress mood and cognition. The inverse is also true. Abundant natural light elevates mood, sharpens cognition, and promotes the neurochemical balance that supports mental health. The memories you form in summer carry a special quality. The hippocampus, your brain's memory formation center, works more effectively when you're in novel, pleasant, and slightly stimulating environments. Summer provides these conditions in abundance. The memories formed during summer become reference points for your brain, associations with positive feelings that you can draw on during darker times. Summer's gift to your brain is not just the immediate feeling of relaxation and contentment. It's also the regulatory reset it provides for systems that have become dysregulated by modern life: your circadian rhythm, your stress response, your neurochemical balance, your social connections, your relationship with your body and the natural world. Summer reminds your brain what it's supposed to feel like to be human. As you drift towards sleep now, imagine that all of summer's gifts, the warmth, the light, the natural sounds and scents, the social connections, the unhurried time, all of these are still with you. They've done their work in your brain, adjusting neurotransmitters, resetting circadian rhythms, calming stress responses, restoring balance. Your brain knows how to rest. It's been doing it for millions of years, guided by the rhythms of nature, by the turning of seasons, by the daily dance of light and dark. Summer is simply your brain's most supportive season, when all of these natural rhythms align to create the conditions for optimal rest. Let yourself sink into this rest now. Your brain is bathed in the neurochemical signature of summer: elevated serotonin, balanced cortisol, optimal melatonin production. Your body temperature is following its natural rhythm, dropping slightly to signal deep sleep. Your sensory systems are quiet, satisfied by the day's abundance of pleasant input. The story of summer in your brain is ultimately a story about coming home, coming back to the conditions your brain evolved to thrive in. As you sleep, that process of restoration continues. Your brain consolidates memories, clears metabolic waste, strengthens neural connections, and prepares you for tomorrow. Rest now in the gentle understanding that summer's calming effect is not mysterious or magical, but rather the natural result of your brain operating in conditions it was designed for. Every neuron, every synapse, Every neurochemical system in your brain is responding to summer's invitation to rest, restore, and renew. Sleep well, knowing that even as seasons change, the memory of summer calm lives on in your neural pathways, a resource you can draw upon whenever you need to remember what peace feels like. The summer story continues in your dreams, in the quiet work your brain does while you sleep, in the restoration happening in every cell. Trust this process. Trust your brain's ancient wisdom. Trust the summer calm that now surrounds you and flows through you. Rest. Restore. Renew. The summer brain knows the way. And so our story ends where all good summer days end, in the gentle embrace of night, in the peaceful surrender to sleep, in the trust that tomorrow will bring another day of warmth and light and calm. As you continue to rest in the calm of summer's embrace, let's explore even deeper into the intricate ways this season transforms your brain and body into instruments of peace. There is something profound happening in your eyes right now, something that connects you to every summer that has ever been. Your retinas contain specialized cells called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, or iPRGCs for short. These remarkable cells don't contribute to vision in the traditional sense. They don't help you see shapes or colors. Instead, they detect light levels and communicate directly with the parts of your brain that control your sleep-wake cycle, your mood, and even your learning and memory. These cells are most sensitive to the blue wavelengths abundant in summer morning light, and when they detect this light, they send powerful signals that synchronize every clock in your body to the rhythm of the day. But summer light does something even more remarkable in your brain. Deep within your skull, there's a small gland called the habenula, sometimes referred to as the brain's anti-reward center. When this area is overactive, it's associated with depression and learned helplessness. Summer light, particularly the bright, full-spectrum light of long summer days, helps regulate this region, reducing its activity and lifting the weight of negative thinking patterns. This is why people often report that their darkest thoughts seem less compelling in summer, why problems that felt insurmountable in winter suddenly seem manageable when bathed in summer light. Consider the way summer transforms your relationship with space and distance. In warmer weather, you're more likely to walk places, to take the long way, to explore. This physical movement through space is processed by specialized neurons in your hippocampus called place cells and grid cells. These neurons create mental maps of your environment, and the more varied and rich your spatial experiences, the healthier and more active your hippocampus remains. The hippocampus isn't just about navigation, it's central to memory formation and emotional regulation. Summer's invitation to wander, to explore new spaces, to take different routes, literally grows and strengthens this crucial brain structure. The humidity of summer air carries its own neurological significance. Water molecules in humid air interact with the olfactory receptors in your nose in ways that enhance your ability to detect and process scents. This is why summer evenings, especially after rain, are so rich with aroma. Your olfactory bulb, which processes smell, has direct connections to your amygdala and hippocampus, the emotional and memory centers of your brain. The enhanced scent landscape of summer creates more vivid memories and stronger emotional experiences, but in the gentle, pleasant way that builds positive associations rather than overwhelming you. Let's explore the concept of thermal comfort and its deep effects on your mental state. Your brain constantly monitors your body temperature through thermoreceptors throughout your body, but especially in your skin, your spinal cord, and your brain itself. When your temperature is in the optimal range, not too hot, not too cold, your brain can allocate fewer resources to temperature regulation and more to higher cognitive functions. Summer's warmth, especially in the morning and evening when temperatures are moderate, creates extended periods of thermal comfort that allow your prefrontal cortex to operate with less background stress. There's a phenomenon called physiological synchrony that happens more frequently in summer. When you spend time with others in pleasant, relaxed settings, summer picnics, beach days, evening gatherings, your nervous systems actually begin to synchronize. Your heart rates, breathing patterns, and even brain wave activity start to align with those around you. This synchrony is deeply calming because it taps into our fundamental nature as social animals. For millions of years, being in sync with your group meant safety, belonging, and survival. Summer's social rhythms recreate these conditions of safety and belonging. The practice of watching clouds on a summer day engages a type of mental processing that's remarkably restorative. Clouds are complex, ever-changing, unpredictable, yet they move slowly enough that you can track them without effort. This combination of complexity and gentleness gives your brain what neuroscientists call an optimal challenge, enough stimulation to prevent boredom, but not so much that it creates stress. Your visual cortex can process the changing patterns while your executive control networks rest, creating a state of alert relaxation. Summer's longer days affect your brain's production of a neurotransmitter called GABA, or gamma-aminobutyric acid. GABA is your brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter, meaning it reduces neural excitation. Think of it as your brain's natural calm button. When GABA levels are optimal, anxious thoughts have less power, racing minds slow down, and sleep comes more easily. The extended light exposure of summer, combined with increased physical activity and social connection, all boost GABA production and receptor sensitivity, creating a neurochemical foundation for calm. The colors of summer flowers, the bright yellows, deep purples, vibrant reds, these aren't just beautiful to look at. They activate specific pathways in your visual cortex that trigger emotional responses. Bright, saturated colors in natural settings, as opposed to artificial environments, stimulate dopamine release without the crash that comes from artificial rewards. Your brain registers these colors as signs of abundance, of successful pollination, of thriving ecosystems, all signals that translate into feelings of safety and satisfaction at a level deeper than conscious thought. Consider how summer affects your sense of time at the molecular level. Your cells contain clock genes, actual stretches of DNA called clock, period, and cryptochrome genes that regulate a 24-hour cycle of protein production. These cellular clocks exist in every organ, every tissue, even in individual cells throughout your body. Summer's strong light-dark cycles help synchronize all these individual clocks, creating what chronobiologists call temporal order. When your body's thousands of clocks are all synchronized, everything works better: your digestion, your immune system, your hormone production, your mood, your sleep. Summer is the master conductor, bringing all these clocks into harmony. The gentle breeze of a summer day does more than cool your skin. As air moves across your body, it activates specialized nerve endings called mechanoreceptors. These receptors detect touch, pressure, and vibration. A gentle breeze creates a pattern of activation across millions of these receptors, sending a cascade of signals to your somatosensory cortex. This widespread, gentle stimulation has been shown to reduce activity in the brain's salience network, the system that decides what needs your attention. When this network quiets, you stop scanning for threats, stop monitoring for problems, and can simply be present in the moment. Summer swimming offers unique neurological benefits. The sensation of being immersed in water activates the mammalian dive reflex, an ancient adaptation that slows your heart rate, redirects blood flow, and creates an immediate calming effect. The resistance of water against your movements provides proprioceptive feedback that helps your brain map your body more precisely. The rhythmic nature of swimming strokes creates a meditative state similar to walking, but with the added benefit of weightlessness that reduces signals of strain or stress from your body to your brain. The practice of sitting in dappled shade on a summer day creates a unique visual experience. The interplay of light and shadow, constantly shifting as leaves move in the breeze, provides what vision scientists call dynamic contrast. Your visual system is particularly good at processing these natural patterns of light and dark. Unlike the harsh, static contrasts of built environments or screens, dappled shade provides gentle, engaging visual stimulation that can hold your attention in a restful way for extended periods. Let's explore the role of summer in regulating your brain's glymphatic system. This recently discovered system works like a waste removal service for your brain, clearing out metabolic debris and potentially harmful proteins. The glymphatic system is most active during deep sleep, but its efficiency is influenced by your circadian rhythm. Summer's strong circadian signals help regulate this system, ensuring more effective clearing of brain waste during sleep. This is one reason why sleep in summer, when your rhythms are well aligned, can feel particularly restorative. The shadows in summer tell their own story to your brain. In summer, when the sun is high, shadows are short and soft-edged. Your visual system uses shadow information to understand depth, spatial relationships, and time of day. Summer's characteristic shadow patterns signal to your brain that the sun is strong, that the day is full of light, that time is abundant. These visual cues work at a subconscious level to reduce the anxiety that comes from feeling time pressured or that darkness is approaching too quickly. Summer fruits and vegetables contain compounds called polyphenol that can cross the blood-brain barrier and directly affect neural function. Berries, in particular, are rich in anthocyanins, which have been shown to improve communication between neurons, enhance neuroplasticity, and protect against age-related cognitive decline. When you eat fresh summer produce, you're not just nourishing your body, you're feeding your brain compounds that enhance its ability to adapt, learn, and maintain emotional balance. The summer practice of sleeping with windows open creates an acoustic environment that supports healthy sleep architecture. The gentle, variable sounds of a summer night, distant traffic, crickets, wind and trees, create a soundscape that masks sudden noises that might wake you while providing a sense of connection to the outside world. Your brain evolved sleeping in natural environments with similar acoustic properties, and recreating these conditions supports the deep, restorative sleep stages your brain needs. Consider the neurological impact of summer's barefoot walking on different surfaces. When you walk barefoot on grass, sand, or smooth stone, thousands of mechanoreceptors in your feet send detailed information to your brain about texture, temperature, and terrain. This rich sensory input activates large areas of your somatosensory cortex, creating what neurologists call a sensory reset. This reset can help reduce chronic pain, improve balance, and create a sense of groundedness and stability that translates into emotional calm. Summer thunderstorms produce changes in atmospheric electricity and air ion concentrations that your body can detect. Before a storm, positive ion concentrations increase, which some people find energizing or even agitating. After the storm passes, negative ion concentrations surge, and these negative ions have been associated with increased serotonin production, improved mood, and enhanced mental clarity. The dramatic change in atmospheric conditions provides a reset for your nervous system, a kind of neurological refresh. The angle of summer sunlight affects how your body produces vitamin D more efficiently than at other times of year. When the sun is high in the sky, UVB rays travel a shorter path through the atmosphere and reach your skin with greater intensity. Your skin responds by producing vitamin D3, which is then converted in your liver and kidneys to calcitriol, the active form of vitamin D. Calcitriol acts as a hormone throughout your body and brain, regulating the expression of hundreds of genes, including those involved in neurotransmitter production, inflammation control, and neuroplasticity. Let's think about the summer tradition of storytelling around evening fires or on porches. The combination of social connection, soft lighting, and narrative engagement creates a perfect storm of neural activation that's both stimulating and relaxing. Story listening activates your temporal and frontal lobes as you process language, your visual cortex as you imagine scenes, your emotional centers as you connect with characters, and your social cognition networks as you model others' thoughts and feelings. Yet because you're passive rather than actively problem-solving, these activations don't create stress, they create engagement without exhaustion. The experience of summer rain on your skin activates temperature receptors, the coolness, and mechanoreceptors, the touch, simultaneously. This combined stimulation creates a unique pattern of neural activation that many people find intensely pleasurable and calming. There's also an element of unpredictability. You can't predict exactly where the next drop will land, that keeps your attention gently engaged in the present moment, preventing rumination or worry. Summer's extended twilight periods provide gradual transitions between day and night that support healthy melatonin production. Melatonin isn't just a sleep signal, it's also a powerful antioxidant that protects your brain cells from oxidative damage. The gradual onset of melatonin production during a long summer evening allows this neuroprotective process to begin earlier and proceed more smoothly than the abrupt transitions of shorter days. The practice of summer stargazing engages what psychologists call awe, an emotion characterized by the perception of vastness and the need to accommodate new information. Awe has been shown to reduce inflammatory cytokines, lower stress hormones, and increase prosocial behavior. When you contemplate the vastness of the summer night sky, you're not just having an aesthetic experience, you're triggering physiological changes that benefit your brain and body. Summer festivals and celebrations often involve music and dance, both of which have profound effects on your brain. Music activates the reward centers of your brain, releasing dopamine even in anticipation of a favorite song. Dancing combines physical activity with rhythm, social connection, and musical engagement, creating a multimodal experience that simultaneously exercises and relaxes your brain. The communal nature of summer celebrations amplifies these effects through social synchrony and shared positive experiences. The warmth of summer encourages slower, deeper breathing. When you're not tensing against cold, your diaphragm can move more freely, your intercostal muscles can relax, and your breathing naturally deepens. Slow, deep breathing activates your vagus nerve, the major pathway of your parasympathetic nervous system. Vagus nerve activation reduces heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and signals to your brain that you're in a state of safety and rest. Let's explore how summer affects your brain's production of nitric oxide. Sunlight exposure causes your skin to release nitric oxide, a molecule that dilates blood vessels and improves circulation. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your brain, supporting optimal cognitive function. Nitric oxide also has direct effects in the brain, where it acts as a neurotransmitter involved in memory formation, sleep regulation, and mood control. The summer tradition of eating outdoors, whether picnics or al fresco dining, combines multiple sensory pleasures in ways that enhance both nutrition and neurological benefit. Food tastes different outdoors, the fresh air, the natural setting, the relaxed atmosphere all affect your perception of flavors. This multisensory eating experience engages more of your brain than eating in monotonous indoor settings, creating richer memories and stronger satisfaction signals that help regulate appetite and mood. Summer mornings bring the sound of birdsong, which has been shown to have specific effects on human psychology. bird songs fall within frequency ranges that our auditory cortex finds particularly pleasing. Studies have shown that exposure to bird song reduces stress and anxiety, improves attention restoration, and enhances creativity. The complexity of bird songs, with their varied rhythms and melodies, provides optimal stimulation for your auditory processing systems without overwhelming them. The humidity of summer air affects not just your comfort but also your brain's hydration status. While extreme humidity can be uncomfortable, moderate humidity helps your respiratory system function more efficiently, ensuring better oxygen exchange in your lungs. Better oxygenation means more oxygen reaching your brain, supporting the high metabolic demands of neural tissue. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's oxygen despite being only 2% of your body weight. So even small improvements in oxygenation can noticeably affect cognitive function. Consider the neurological effects of summer's longer duration of natural light inside your home. When natural light penetrates deeper into your living spaces for more hours each day, it reduces your reliance on artificial lighting. Natural light has a broader spectrum and varies in intensity and color temperature throughout the day, providing your eyes and brain with more complex, natural stimulation than the constant, narrow-spectrum output of most artificial lights. Summer gardens and their transformation over the season engage your brain's pattern recognition systems. Watching plants grow, tracking the progression from flower to fruit, noticing the patterns of which insects visit which flowers, all of this creates what neuroscientists call predictive coding. Your brain makes predictions about what will happen and then compares these predictions to reality. This process is fundamental to learning and is deeply satisfying when it happens in low-stakes, pleasant contexts like observing a garden. The practice of summer journaling or writing outdoors combines the cognitive benefits of reflective writing with the restorative effects of natural settings. Writing about experiences and emotions activates your prefrontal cortex and helps organize and integrate experiences into coherent narratives. When done in nature, this cognitive work is balanced by the stress-reducing effects of the natural environment, creating an optimal state for emotional processing and personal insight. Let's think about the sensory experience of summer textiles: lightweight cotton, linen, the feeling of loose, flowing clothing against your skin. These light fabrics create gentle, continuous tactile stimulation that your brain processes as pleasant without being demanding of attention. This stands in contrast to the restrictive, heavy layers of winter clothing that create constant pressure signals that your brain must filter out, requiring low-level cognitive resources. Summer's warmth allows for outdoor meditation and mindfulness practices. The combination of meditative techniques with natural settings has been shown to have synergistic effects. Each enhances the benefits of the other. The natural setting provides the restorative effects we've discussed, while meditation practices enhance your ability to notice and appreciate these effects, creating a positive feedback loop of awareness and restoration. The tradition of summer reading, particularly reading fiction, provides unique cognitive and emotional benefits. Fiction reading activates your brain's theory of mind networks as you simulate the thoughts and feelings of characters. This mental simulation strengthens your empathy and social cognition skills. Summer's relaxed pace allows for the kind of sustained, immersive reading that creates these benefits most powerfully. Summer swimming pools, lakes, and oceans reflect light in shimmering, ever-changing patterns. These light patterns, called caustics, are processed by your visual system in ways that many people find mesmerizing and calming. The complex mathematics of how light refracts and reflects through moving water creates patterns that are infinitely variable yet somehow familiar, providing your visual cortex with ideal stimulation. The summer tradition of ice cream and cold treats triggers specific neural responses. The cold temperature activates temperature-sensitive neurons in your mouth and throat, sending signals that can actually influence your core body temperature regulation. The combination of cold, sweet, and creamy textures creates a multi-sensory experience that activates multiple areas of your brain's reward system simultaneously, creating a powerful pleasure signal. Let's explore how summer affects your relationship with circadian light exposure intensity. Lux is the measurement of light intensity, and summer days can provide 100,000 lux in direct sunlight compared to typical indoor lighting of 300 to 500 lux. This dramatic difference in light intensity provides powerful signals to your circadian system. Even brief exposures to high-intensity natural light help anchor your circadian rhythm, while the dimmer evening light supports the evening transition towards sleep. Summer often brings changes in work schedules, flex time, summer hours, or vacations. This temporal flexibility allows your brain to operate on its natural rhythm rather than a rigid, externally imposed schedule. When you can wake naturally without an alarm, eat when hungry rather than at prescribed times, and rest when tired, you're allowing your internal biological rhythms to express themselves fully. This autonomy over your time reduces a significant source of chronic stress. The colors of sunset and sunrise in summer, with their oranges, pinks, and purples, are processed by your brain as signals of transition. These colors don't appear in the middle of the day, they're unique to the edges of daylight. Your brain has learned, over a lifetime of observation, that these colors signal gentle transitions. Watching these color transitions can help your own mental state transition from activity to rest or from rest to alertness more smoothly and naturally. Summer's abundance of fresh water, whether for drinking, swimming, or simply observing in streams and lakes, supports optimal brain function in multiple ways. Your brain is approximately 75% water, and even mild dehydration affects cognition, mood, and energy levels. Summer's heat encourages more water consumption, and the pleasant associations with water activities make hydration feel less like a chore and more like a pleasure. The practice of summer morning walks provides an optimal combination of exercise, natural light, fresh air, and gentle cognitive stimulation. Morning light exposure is particularly powerful for setting your circadian rhythm. The rhythmic movement of walking induces a meditative state while stimulating circulation and metabolism. The natural environment provides restorative benefits, and the relative coolness of morning makes exercise feel more pleasant and sustainable. Let's consider the neurological significance of summer's scent of growing things, grass, leaves, flowers. Plants release compounds called phytoncides, particularly on warm days. When you breathe these compounds, they interact with your olfactory system and may have direct physiological effects. Some research suggests phytoncides can reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and enhance immune function, all of which indirectly support brain health. Summer allows for a different relationship with footwear, sandals, flip-flops, or barefoot. This changes your gait, your posture, and the sensory feedback your feet send to your brain. Your feet contain thousands of nerve endings, and the varied sensory input from different surfaces and minimal footwear creates richer proprioceptive maps in your brain, enhancing your sense of embodiment and balance. The extended daylight of summer affects your brain's production of orexin, a neuropeptide that promotes wakefulness and regulates appetite. Orexin levels naturally fluctuate with light exposure, and summer's extended light periods help maintain healthy orexin rhythms. Proper orexin function is associated with stable energy levels, appropriate appetite regulation, and better quality sleep when night comes. Summer travel and exploration expose your brain to novel environments, which is one of the most powerful ways to promote neuroplasticity. When you encounter new places, new foods, new experiences, your brain must create new neural connections to encode and understand these experiences. This neuroplasticity isn't just about learning, it's also associated with improved mood, enhanced creativity, and greater cognitive flexibility. The sound of children playing in summer, laughter, shouts, splashing activates mirror neurons and emotional contagion systems in your brain. Joy is contagious at a neurological level. Hearing expressions of joy activates similar neural patterns in your own brain, creating a shadow of that positive emotion even when you're not directly participating in the fun. Let's think about the summer tradition of lemonade or iced tea on a hot day. The tartness of lemon or the mild bitterness of tea activates taste receptors that send signals to your brain, creating a complex flavor experience. The coldness provides temperature contrast, the sweetness activates reward circuits, and the ritual of preparing and enjoying a cold drink creates a mindful moment that interrupts any stress or rumination patterns. Summer's longer days mean more opportunities for what psychologists call micro-moments of positivity, brief exchanges with neighbors, enjoying a perfect peach, noticing a beautiful flower, feeling a pleasant breeze. These moments may be brief, but they accumulate over the course of a summer day. Research shows that the frequency of positive experiences matters as much or more than their intensity for overall well-being and stress resilience. The practice of hanging laundry to dry in summer sun and air creates clothes that carry the scent of sunshine and fresh air. This scent becomes associated with comfort and cleanliness. When you later wear or sleep in these clothes, the familiar, pleasant scent can trigger relaxation responses, demonstrating how summer's sensory experiences can extend their benefits even after the immediate experience has passed. Summer's natural circadian alignment affects your brain's production of growth hormone, which isn't just for physical growth but also plays roles in metabolism, cognition, and mood regulation. Growth hormone is primarily released during deep sleep, and the quality of your sleep affects how much is produced. Summer's circadian alignment supports deeper, more restorative sleep, optimizing growth hormone production. The visual complexity of summer clouds, from wispy cirrus to towering cumulus, provides your brain with ever-changing patterns to process. Cloud watching is a form of active rest where your visual cortex remains engaged but your executive control networks can relax. The three-dimensional nature of clouds against the sky also exercises your depth perception in ways that flat screens cannot. Summer evening gatherings often last into the night, extended by pleasant weather and the absence of early bedtime pressures. These extended social times allow for deeper conversations, stronger bond formation, and what sociologists call communitas, a feeling of intense togetherness and shared humanity. These experiences create social memories that provide emotional resources long after summer ends. Let's explore how summer affects your posture and the neurological consequences. Warmth relaxes muscles, making it easier to maintain good posture without effort. Better posture improves breathing, enhances circulation to the brain, and affects mood. Studies show that upright, open postures are associated with more positive emotions and greater resilience to stress. Summer's natural encouragement of relaxed but upright posture creates a beneficial feedback loop between body and brain. The summer practice of outdoor yoga or Tai Chi combines the benefits of mindful movement with natural settings. The irregular surfaces of grass or sand challenge your balance in ways that smooth indoor floors don't, activating more neurons in your cerebellum and motor cortex. The natural light supports vitamin D production. The fresh air enhances oxygen delivery. The natural sounds provide pleasant acoustic background. Each element contributes to the whole experience. Summer's warmth allows for outdoor work and hobbies, gardening, woodworking, painting. Working with your hands in purposeful ways activates large areas of your motor cortex and somatosensory cortex. This kind of skilled manual activity has been shown to improve mood, reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, and provide a sense of accomplishment and competence that's increasingly rare in our digital age. The transition from summer afternoon to evening involves not just changing light but changing sounds. Birds transition from daytime species to evening species. Insects change their activity patterns. Human activity shifts from active play to quiet conversation. These multisensory transitions provide rich information to your brain about the time of day, supporting your circadian system through redundant, reinforcing signals. Summer allows for a different relationship with clothing, fewer layers, more skin exposed to air and light. This isn't just about temperature regulation, it's about sensory freedom. Each layer of clothing filters and dulls your tactile perception of the environment. In summer, with less between you and the world, your sensory experience is more direct, more immediate, more vivid. As you continue to rest, imagine that every fact, every mechanism, every process we've explored is working in harmony in your brain right now. The neurochemicals flowing in balance, the neural networks firing in healthy rhythms, the regulatory systems finding their optimal set points. Summer has done its work, and now your brain can simply rest in the conditions it's been given. Your breathing has slowed, following the gentle rhythm of summer's own pace. Your muscles have released their tension, warmed by the memory of summer sun. Your mind has quieted, soothed by the accumulation of summer's many gifts. Sleep comes more easily now, carried on the neurological tide of summer's influence. Every system in your brain and body has been prepared for this rest, calibrated for this peace, aligned for this restoration. Trust in the process. Trust in the ancient wisdom your brain carries. Trust in summer's enduring gift of calm. Rest deeply now, supported by everything summer has taught your brain about peace, about safety, about the simple joy of being alive on a warm day under a wide sky. As we enter the deepest part of our journey together, let's explore the most subtle and profound ways that summer reaches into your mind and brings you peace. There is a rhythm your brain follows that you've likely never consciously noticed, yet it shapes every moment of your experience. It's called the ultradian rhythm, and it cycles approximately every 90 to 120 minutes throughout both day and night. During sleep, these rhythms mark the progression through sleep stages. During waking hours, they create natural peaks and valleys of alertness and rest. Summer's gentle pace allows you to honor these rhythms more fully. When you're not fighting against rigid schedules, you can rest during the natural valleys and engage during the natural peaks, creating a life that flows with your biology rather than against it. The summer sky itself tells a story that your brain reads without conscious awareness. The blue of the sky comes from the scattering of sunlight by Earth's atmosphere, a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering. This particular shade of blue, varying throughout the day from pale morning azure to deep afternoon cerulean, has been shown to promote feelings of openness, calm, and contemplation. Your ancestors spent millions of years under this same blue expanse, and your brain carries the memory of sky as a symbol of freedom and infinite possibility. Consider the way summer transforms your sense of smell throughout the day. In the cool morning, scents are crisp and close to the ground. As the day warms, heated air rises, carrying aromas upward and dispersing them. In the evening, as air cools again, scents settle and intensify. This daily olfactory journey creates a temporal structure that your brain uses to mark the passage of time. These scent-based time cues work alongside light-based cues to create a rich, multi-sensory understanding of where you are in the day's rhythm. The summer garden or forest floor is alive with mycorrhizal networks, vast underground webs of fungal filaments connecting plant roots. While you can't see these networks, when you walk through nature, You're walking above one of Earth's largest living systems. Recent research suggests that breathing the air in these environments exposes you to beneficial microorganisms and compounds that may support your immune system and even influence your mood through the gut-brain axis. Summer's warmth accelerates these biological processes, making the air itself richer with life. Let's explore the phenomenon of summer brain, the real cognitive changes that occur during extended warm weather. Your brain's white matter, the fatty tissue that insulates neural connections, responds to seasonal changes. Some research suggests that white matter shows increased integrity during summer months, possibly due to improved vitamin D status and reduced inflammatory markers. Better white matter integrity means faster, more efficient communication between brain regions, supporting everything from memory to emotional regulation. The practice of summer contemplation, sitting quietly in nature, watching the world without agenda, activates what neuroscientists call the default mode network in a healthy way. This network, active when you're not focused on external tasks, is where you process your sense of self, reflect on experiences, and imagine future possibilities. In our task-focused modern world, this network often becomes associated with rumination and worry. But when activated in peaceful, natural settings, it returns to its true purpose: integration, meaning-making, and self-understanding. Summer's heat causes subtle changes in your blood chemistry. As you sweat, you lose not just water but electrolytes: sodium, potassium, magnesium. When you naturally replace these through summer foods and beverages, you're maintaining the precise ionic balance that your neurons need to function. Each nerve impulse in your brain is fundamentally an electrical signal created by the flow of sodium and potassium ions across cell membranes. Summer's natural cycle of loss and replenishment keeps these systems finely tuned. The tradition of summer hammock napping deserves special attention. The gentle swaying motion of a hammock activates your vestibular system, the balance and spatial orientation system housed in your inner ear. This gentle vestibular stimulation has been shown to promote faster sleep onset and increase the amount of time spent in deep sleep. The same mechanism that makes rocking soothe infants continues to work throughout your life, and summer's invitation to rest in a swaying hammock taps into this primal calming pathway. Think about the way summer light filters through leaves, creating patterns of light and shadow that dance across surfaces. This dappled light creates what's called spatiotemporal luminance modulation, a fancy term for the constantly changing brightness patterns that occur in nature. Your visual system evolved to process these patterns efficiently, finding them restful rather than stimulating. This is one reason why sitting under a tree feels more restorative than sitting under artificial lights, even if the overall light level is similar. Summer thunderstorms bring dramatic changes in barometric pressure. As pressure drops before a storm, the lower pressure affects the fluids in your body, including cerebrospinal fluid surrounding your brain. Some people are particularly sensitive to these pressure changes, experiencing them as relaxation or even drowsiness. This isn't imagination, it's a real physiological response to measurable environmental changes. After the storm passes and pressure rises again, many people report feeling refreshed and energized, as if the storm has cleared away mental fog along with the clouds. The lengthening shadows of late summer afternoons create a particular quality of light that photographers call the golden hour. During this time, sunlight passes through more atmosphere, filtering out blue wavelengths and enriching amber and golden tones. This warm light affects your mood and cognition in measurable ways. Studies show that warm-toned lighting promotes relaxation and social connection, while cool-toned lighting promotes alertness and focus. Summer's extended golden hours bathe you in light that naturally encourages the unwinding necessary for evening rest. Let's consider the neurological significance of summer's extended dusk. Twilight isn't just a transition between day and night, it's a distinct state with its own qualities. During twilight, your eyes gradually shift from cone-based photopic vision to rod-based scotopic vision. This transition period, called mesopic vision, creates a unique perceptual experience where colors mute, contrasts soften, and the world takes on a dreamlike quality. This visual transition supports your brain's psychological transition from active engagement to restful observation. The practice of outdoor dining in summer isn't just pleasant, it serves important biological functions. Eating in natural light helps regulate your circadian rhythm through a mechanism independent of the light entering your eyes. Your digestive system has its own circadian clocks, and these clocks are influenced by when food arrives and the environmental conditions during eating. Summer dining patterns, with lighter meals during the hottest parts of the day and more substantial evening meals as it cools, align well with your digestive system's natural rhythms. Summer's abundance of berries offers your brain specific protective compounds called anthocyanins, the pigments that give berries their deep colors. These compounds cross the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in brain regions critical for learning and memory. They protect neurons from oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and may even promote the formation of new neural connections. Each summer berry you eat is delivering medicine directly to your brain. The sensation of grass beneath your bare feet creates what podiatrists call textural proprioception. Each blade of grass creates a slightly different pressure point on the sole of your foot. This complex pattern of stimulation sends detailed information to your somatosensory cortex, creating a rich body map that enhances your sense of being grounded and present. Walking barefoot on grass also exposes you to beneficial soil bacteria that may support your microbiome and immune system. Let's explore the cooling effect of shade and its impact on your autonomic nervous system. When you move from direct sunlight into shade, your skin temperature drops within seconds. This rapid temperature change is detected by thermoreceptors that send signals to your hypothalamus. The hypothalamus responds by adjusting blood flow, reducing the stress signals that heat was creating, and activating parasympathetic pathways. The simple act of finding shade triggers a cascade of calming physiological responses. Summer's longer days affect your brain's production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, through multiple pathways. Sunlight exposure increases BDNF. Exercise increases BDNF. Social connection increases BDNF. Summer naturally provides all three in abundance. BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain. It promotes the growth of new neurons, strengthens existing connections, and protects brain cells from damage and death. A summer rich in light, movement, and connection is a summer of enhanced neuroplasticity. The sound of wind moving through different types of trees creates distinct acoustic signatures. Pine needles create a high-pitched whisper. Broad leaves of oaks and maples create deeper rustling. Aspen leaves, perfectly balanced on flattened stems, create a distinctive shimmering sound. Your auditory cortex processes these complex, natural sounds with less effort than it processes artificial sounds or human speech. This effortless processing allows your auditory system to remain engaged while your higher cognitive functions rest. Summer's warmth affects your metabolism in subtle but important ways. In warm weather, your body doesn't need to burn as many calories to maintain core temperature. This metabolic efficiency means more energy is available for other processes, including the energy-intensive work of your brain. Your brain uses about 20% of your total energy expenditure despite being only 2% of your body weight. Summer's metabolic efficiency gives your brain the fuel it needs without the stress of energy scarcity. The practice of summer reading outside in natural light provides benefits beyond the content of what you read. Natural light prevents the eye strain and circadian disruption that can come from reading under artificial light. The three-dimensional, varied background of a natural setting gives your eyes regular breaks as they focus at different distances. The fresh air ensures good oxygenation. The pleasant temperature prevents the discomfort that can make reading indoors feel stuffy or confining. Let's think about the summer tradition of cold showers or swimming in cool water. The shock of cold water activates your sympathetic nervous system initially. This is the alerting response you feel. But as your body adapts, there's a rebound activation of your parasympathetic system that creates a profound sense of calm and well-being. This process, called hormesis, uses mild stress to strengthen your stress response systems, making you more resilient to future stressors. Summer evenings bring the emergence of fireflies in many regions. The bioluminescent flashing of fireflies occurs at regular intervals that vary by species but typically fall within ranges that create what's called rhythmic entrainment in observers. Watching these regular, predictable flashes can subtly synchronize your neural oscillations, creating the same kind of meditative state that comes from watching ocean waves or listening to rhythmic music. The extended time for creative pursuits in summer, whether painting, writing, music, or crafting, engages your brain in what psychologists call flow states. Flow is characterized by complete absorption in an activity, loss of self-consciousness, and distorted time perception. These states are associated with increased activity in your brain's reward circuits and decreased activity in the prefrontal regions associated with self-monitoring and judgment. Summer's relaxed pace and inspiring environments make flow states more accessible. Think about the way summer transforms water into a multisensory experience. The sight of sunlight sparkling on water activates reward and pleasure centers in your brain. The sound of water, whether waves, fountains, or streams, provides the acoustic benefits we've discussed. The physical sensation of water on skin creates rich tactile feedback. The coolness provides temperature contrast. The possibility of buoyancy and weightlessness offers unique proprioceptive experiences. Water in summer engages every sense, creating a total experiential immersion. Summer's natural circadian alignment affects your brain's production of cortisol in healthy ways. Cortisol often gets a bad reputation as a stress hormone, but it's actually essential for health when it follows the right rhythm. Cortisol should be high in the morning to help you wake and face the day, then gradually decline throughout the day to reach its lowest point around midnight. Summer's strong light cues help maintain this healthy cortisol rhythm, giving you energy when you need it and allowing deep rest when you don't. The summer practice of growing things, whether a garden, potted plants, or even microgreens on a windowsill, connects you to cycles of growth and renewal that mirror your own neural processes. Tending plants requires attention but not intense focus, creating an ideal cognitive load for stress reduction. Watching growth over time exercises your sequential memory and pattern recognition. The responsibility of caring for living things provides purpose and meaning, both crucial for mental health. Let's explore the way summer affects your perception of color saturation. In bright summer light, colors appear more vivid and saturated than in the dimmer light of other seasons. This isn't just a change in the colors themselves, it's also a change in how your visual system processes color. Bright light causes your pupils to constrict, which increases depth of field and can make colors appear more intense. Your brain interprets these saturated colors as signals of vitality and abundance, triggering subtle positive emotional responses. The tradition of summer evening walks after dinner serves important digestive and metabolic functions. Gentle movement after eating helps regulate blood sugar, improves digestion, and supports the intricate communication between your gut and your brain along the vagus nerve. The dimming light of evening supports melatonin production. The cooler evening air provides comfortable conditions for movement. The social element of walking with others adds emotional and relational benefits. Summer's abundance of natural vitamin C from fresh fruits and vegetables supports your brain in multiple ways. Vitamin C is essential for the synthesis of several neurotransmitters, including norepinephrine. It's also a powerful antioxidant that protects brain cells from oxidative damage. Your brain maintains vitamin C concentrations much higher than those in your blood, demonstrating how critical this nutrient is for neural function. Summer's fresh produce ensures optimal vitamin C status. The gentle routines of summer morning coffee on the porch, afternoon reading under a tree, evening stargazing create what psychologists call temporal landmarks in your day. These landmarks help structure time and create a sense of order and predictability that your brain finds deeply satisfying. Unlike rigid schedules, summer's gentle routines flow naturally with circadian rhythms and environmental cues, creating structure without stress. As we approach the end of our journey, consider how all these elements, the light and warmth, the sounds and scents, the social connections and solitary moments, the movement and rest, the tastes and textures, all weave together into a complete sensory and neurological experience. Summer doesn't change your brain through any single mechanism but through the accumulated effect of thousands of small influences, each one gentle, each one natural, each one working with your biology rather than against it. Your brain has evolved over millions of years to thrive in conditions very much like summer provides. The artificial environments of modern life, the constant temperature control, the artificial lighting, the rigid schedules, the indoor confinement, these are the aberrations. Summer brings you back to something your brain recognizes at the deepest level as right, as natural, as home. And now, as you rest in this understanding, as you allow all of summer's gifts to settle into your neural pathways, you can trust that even when summer ends, its effects remain. The memories you've formed, the rhythms you've strengthened, the connections you've deepened, these persist. Your brain has been reset, recalibrated, restored. Sleep comes now as naturally as the sun sets, as inevitably as the day yields to night. Your brain knows what to do. It's been preparing for this rest through every summer day, through every warm breeze and bird song, through every sunset and star-filled sky. Let go completely now. Trust the process. Trust your brain's ancient wisdom. Trust summer's final gift, the deep, restorative sleep that heals, renews, and prepares you for all that tomorrow brings. The story of summer in your brain is complete. But the benefits continue, even now, even as you drift into dreams, even into the seasons beyond. Rest deeply. Rest completely. Rest in the eternal summer of your mind's most peaceful spaces. Good night, and may your sleep be as peaceful as a perfect summer evening, as restorative as a gentle summer rain, as renewing as the light of a summer dawn.